complex, the charges they face after a woman was shot in the leg.
Plus, PNG ISD is putting a bond on the ballot. The renovations and upgrades the district is hoping voters will say yes to in November.
And Hispanic Catholics in Southeast Texas celebrating a special day ahead of Hispanic Heritage Month. Why the Virgin of Guadalupe carries such deep meaning. 12 News Daybreak starts now.
Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for waking up with Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong. It's 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. And let's take a quick live look outside from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network above Jasper as we see that sunrise there on the horizon. Jeff, just how cool are those temperatures out there this morning?
We're looking at numbers in the 50s and 60s this morning. We actually have more 50s and 60s right now. 55 up there in Jasper, 57 in Orange, 58 in Beaumont, and we're at 59 in Kirbyville. So maybe a lightweight jacket for some out there as you walk out the door heading to work or school. 63 right now in Woodville, 60 in Silsbee, and 61 in Port Arthur. So a little mix of their 60s and 50s outside, and we're seeing clear skies. Head over towards the Horseman's Western Store over there in Orange, and we're showing temperatures in the lower 60s there at about 63. Our day planner for this morning starts us off around 70 at 9 a.m. and then we'll get into the upper 80s, close to 90 today. Plenty of sunshine. Those northeasterly winds continue at about 3 to 8 miles per hour. Forecast looks dry through the next 7 days. We'll have that for you coming up in just a bit.
And Port Neches Groves ISD is asking voters to approve a $75 million bond this fall.
12 News reporter Derek Jones is in studio with what the district says is at stake. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning, Mark and Tia. District leaders say the money will pay for big upgrades without raising taxes. This $75 million plan includes a new transportation center, upgrades to the high school's HVAC system, and a renovated auditorium. The district also wants to replace roofs at the high school and 2 middle schools that would cost about $2 million. Officials say some of the projects like the band hall HVAC system are long overdue. The athletic department is also pushing for a covered multi-use facility to benefit sports, band, and help out-of-town visitors.
We're looking to try to build a covered facility that's going to be used by more than just our sports teams. It'll be used by our band, our dance team, and all of our athletes. Our visitors dress in our freshman locker room, and our guests that come to officiate our games from out of town, they're currently dressing in our equipment room, and it's just not an ideal setup for people that are driving two to 3 hours to be here.
The district says it's confident these upgrades will pay off for students and the community. The bond goes to voters in November, and if passed, it will not increase the tax rate. The next community meeting is set for October 14th. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Thank you so much, Derek, for that breakdown. Well, Nederland City Council took no action yesterday regarding a vote on a new city manager. The city's mayor, Jeff Darby, says they're still checking the candidate's history.
The background report that our HR contractor is preparing for us is not yet complete. The HR director said it is about 90% complete, but until it is complete, they will not release it.
Mayor Darby says he doesn't take the process of finding the next city manager lightly. Former city manager Krista Q resigned back on April 30th.
2 men, they remain in the Jefferson County Jail this morning, a week after a shooting in Beaumont. The gunfight left a woman seriously injured at the Pine Club Apartments last Sunday. Police say that 18-year-old Jonah Johnson and 34-year-old Kendrick O'Veal shot at each other during a fight in the parking lot. Authorities say O'Veal's sister got caught in the crossfire and she was hit in the leg. She was rushed to the hospital. Now, detectives say that Johnson admitted to being involved after video evidence and interviews tied him to the shooting. He was arrested this past Sunday, charged with aggravated assault. O'Veal, he was taken into custody last week, and he's facing several charges for weapons.
7:04 right now in Washington State. Investigators say they found an arsenal of weapons in the home of a 13-year-old boy who they believe was planning a school massacre. According to court documents, Latina put several threats on social media. His home was searched Saturday morning. Deputies also found a gas mask and a backpack full of ammunition. This includes several AR-style magazines that referenced other mass shootings.
It was very obvious. It was a matter of time before people were going to be hurt.
Investigators say they seized nearly 24 weapons from the home. Many of them were 3D printed, meaning they're untraceable. The teen faces several charges, including unlawful possession of a firearm.
And jury selection began yesterday in Ryan Ruth's trial. That's the man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump last year in Florida. He pleaded not guilty to all charges. He also plans to represent himself in court. Prosecutors say that he plotted the attack for weeks before aiming a rifle at the president as he played golf last year. Opening statements, they should start Thursday.
Now to the Jeffrey Epstein case. Some of the files turned over to Congress by the Epstein estate have been released. They include a suggestive birthday note to Epstein, allegedly signed by President Trump. Here's ABC's Lionel Moyes.
This morning, the White House firing back after the Republican-led House Oversight Committee said it's obtained the so-called birthday book from Jeffrey Epstein's estate through a subpoena. The book, a collection of messages given to Epstein for his 50th birthday, includes this one allegedly from President Trump, which the president has denied is from him. Democrats on the committee posting the letter online with a crudely drawn outline of a woman's body around lines including, "We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that?" And at the bottom, this, "A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." The alleged letter had a typed signature, Donald J. Trump, and underneath, handwritten in thick marker, Donald. When the image was first reported by the Wall Street Journal in July, President Trump called it fake and sued the Wall Street Journal for $10 billion.
I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name.
Following yesterday's release, the White House press secretary saying President Trump did not draw this picture and he did not sign it. Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massey, who's filed a petition to force a vote on releasing the Justice Department's Epstein files, calls it a distraction.
It doesn't prove anything. Having a birthday card from Trump doesn't help the survivors and the victims. It doesn't name an additional new person.
The so-called birthday book was compiled by Epstein's accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell, who is serving 20 years in prison for sex trafficking. Ghislaine Maxwell spoke about the book in a recent interview with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who used to be Trump's personal lawyer.
I coordinated the putting together of the book. And in some instances, I called people to ask them to contribute.
Saying she didn't remember if Trump contributed a message to the book. The book was given to Epstein in 2003, 3 years before he was convicted of sex crimes. Contributing to the book is not evidence of wrongdoing or knowledge of it.
And back here at home, Lamar State College Orange they say that they're having a banner year welcoming their largest student body in the college's history this fall with more than 4,500 students. Now, according to LSCO, since 2019, it's launched 33 new programs, including 16 this year alone, to meet the evolving needs of students. And they say it's all good news. Enrollment for the second 8-week semester, it's still open. Those classes begin October 27th.
7:08 now. Hispanic Heritage Month begins next Monday, but yesterday was a very special day for many Hispanic Catholics, the birthday of the Virgin Mary. The feast day honors the Mother of Jesus, revered for her faith and devotion. 7 News spoke to the pastor at Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church about the importance of Virgin Mary to Hispanic culture. Reporter Daniela Tawana-Palau explains.
I'm at Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church, where a 17-foot statue portrays one of the most famous miracles in the history of Catholicism.
People love her very dearly. She's a part of who we are.
The miracle is when the Virgin Mary appeared to an indigenous man named Saint Juan Diego in what is now Mexico. Her image, forever seared into his cloak, became known as La Virgen de Guadalupe, or Our Lady of Guadalupe.
She's important because we all have a mother who gave everything for us, who gave the life.
Father Javier Sebastian, pastor of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Port Arthur, says this particular Marian apparition is the patron saint of Mexico.
She's not only here to answer the trouble, but also she's the hope for each one of us.
One parishioner honors La Virgen by praying to her, crediting her with getting her through cancer.
In 1994,
2004, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I'm still here. I'm always thanking her for keeping me here all these years. It's just a miracle, you know.
Another way Mexican Catholics honor the Virgin Mary is through what is called a promesa. When someone asks her with dedication and faith at her feet, she always responds. When she grants something like a miracle to a person or groups, they go and pay her tribute. An image you may see at Mass held on the Virgin Mary's birthday, September 8th, and on feast days associated with Marian apparitions.
When people comes to her and they do try to reach out to her when they need something.
Our Lady of Guadalupe is more than just a miracle to the Hispanic community. She symbolizes Mexican national identity, cultural pride, faith, and a connection to indigenous roots. In Port Arthur, Danielle Palau, 12 News.
And a reminder that National Hispanic Heritage Month is observed from September 15th to October 15th. And all month long, 12 News is going to feature stories from members of the Southeast Texas Hispanic community recognizing their contributions, achievements, culture, and history.
409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
This week, the Bridge City Cardinals will take on the Mauriceville Bobcats in our game of the week. The Bayou Bowl is back for week 3. It'll be a battle between two undefeated teams, with Bridge City bringing the heat on defense and Orangeville showing firepower on both sides of the ball. Kickoff is Friday at 7 p.m. at FL McLean Stadium in Orange. And don't forget to vote for the band of the week. It's up to you whether the Cardinals band or the Bobcats band wins this week. Head to 12newsnow.com/band to cast your vote.
And up next here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, the holiday shopping season almost here. Why many rethinking how much they're going to be spending this year in Your Money Matters. Plus a classic ad revamped, a colorful crime, and a commentary on the co-workers who cry wolf. Your trending news is ahead. Your time is now 7:12.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
In your Money Matters news this morning, Temu is in trouble. The Federal Trade Commission has levied a $2 million penalty against the popular online marketplace. Temu's accused of violating the Informed Consumers Act of 2023. The report says that the marketplace failed to provide consumers with required information and tools to help them avoid and report stolen, counterfeit, or unsafe goods while shopping online. And in other news, with Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas right around the corner, the holiday shopping season, it's closer than you think. But this year, many Americans, they're rethinking how much they plan to spend. Lisa Washington breaking it all down with what it means for your holiday budget.
A new study shows holiday wallets are tightening this year, and Gen Z is leading the charge. Let's connect the dots. A recent survey of 4,000 U.S. consumers found average planned holiday spending is down about 5% from last year, the sharpest drop since the early pandemic. Spending on gifts is taking a bigger hit, expected to fall from $814 to $721. But the most dramatic change comes from Gen Z. They plan to reduce their holiday budgets by 23%, a stark turnaround from the 37% increase they showed in 2024. Most consumers expect to cut spending over the next 6 months, especially on clothing, big-ticket items, and dining out. Inflation, higher prices, and lingering tariff uncertainty are making shoppers more cautious. And that's connecting the dots.
7:16 on this Tuesday morning. Clear skies out there this morning. Cool temperatures. We've been seeing some 50s and 60s across southeast Texas for this morning. Look down on I-10. Things going along pretty smoothly. We have a little smudge on that camera. Anyway, take a look at Lake Charles. There's the sunshine we're expecting for today coming up over the horizon early on this Tuesday on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Temperature-wise, we're in the 50s and 60s. 59 right now, Kirbyville, 55 in Jasper, 58 in Beaumont, and 57 in Orange. Then we see some 60s. Port Arthur now dropped down to 61. That's the coolest number we've seen down there this morning. Right at 60 in Silsbee, and then 63 in Woodville. Very quiet, clear skies you can see out there. Have some showers down south of Corpus Christi, but that's about it. A couple of showers towards the Texas Panhandle, but not a lot of activity across the state of Texas for this morning. We start in the 60s. By say mid-morning, we'll get to the lower 70s. We go up from there, lower 80s as we go towards lunchtime, and then highs today, I think a little warmer than we're showing here. We'll go about 88 to 90 degrees for highs this afternoon. Backing off into the 80s and then eventually the 70s this evening. We fall from there back to the 60s again tomorrow morning. This will be the last morning tomorrow morning that we'll see those 60s, and even tomorrow morning I think it'll be mainly 60s. I don't think we'll see any 50s. It's just not going to be that cool. As we look at today's forecast, sunshine, northeasterly winds at 3 to 8, and temperatures upper 80s right around 90 degrees. So very warm, if not hot, during the afternoon, but still looks fairly pleasant out there with those northeasterly winds. Humidity levels stay down a little bit. Clear and mild tonight across the area. A lot of middle 60s as we head towards your Wednesday morning. 7-day forecast does not show a lot of change as far as rain chances. Matter of fact, 0 rain chances through the weekend into next week. We'll see lows 60s this morning, 60s on Wednesday, and then we'll see 70s starting Thursday going through Monday, 70 to 71. And then those afternoon highs right near normal, if not just above normal. A normal high this time of year, right at about 91. So we'll see most days actually just above that number through the weekend into early next week.
It's hard to say anything about this forecast. I'd hate to be jumping up and down about 90-degree weather, but lows in the 50s, that's great.
Yeah.
In some places.
Yeah, this morning, and then after that, 60s tomorrow morning, and then back to the 70s.
I'm still excited.
Still not bad, yeah.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. And your time is now 7:19. That means it's time for your trending news. And all right, candy lovers, the classic How Many Licks Tootsie Pop commercial, it's back, but with a fresh twist.
Yeah, after 50 plus years of being a staple in TV history, Tootsie Roll is giving Mr. Owl and his curious friend a glow up. The updated ad dropped yesterday, and it's not just the same old animation. Think brighter, bolder, and a whole lot more. Same iconic question. How many licks does it take? And some in the same impatient to Mr. Owl, but now he's a little cooler. Some candy mysteries just never go out of style, literally never. You looked back at when this first started, Aaron, right?
1969, and of course, like pretty much everyone watching, we all remember it being on TV for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I was born in the 80s, so that's when I remember it first seeing it, but so much nostalgia.
Wonder if they kind of need the boost in sales, like it's time to start promoting it again or something.
Apparently it's the best ad ever made since it was on for so long. So.
Right. Well, we come across some odd crimes every once in a while, right? But this one's very different.
Yeah, and while it's kind of cute and a little funny, remember, it is indeed a crime, maybe even animal abuse. Apparently, someone in East Hartford, Connecticut's painting squirrels. Don't know how they're catching them. Look at these guys, one blue, the other one red. Now, thankfully, the little creatures, they appear to be okay, but who would do this? And more importantly, why? The world may never know, but it's a good time for a PSA. Kids, don't paint your neighborhood squirrels. I don't know. I feel like it's the prize for being able to catch them.
That's what I was thinking, like for a squirrel to be still that long. You know, they're well, I'm thinking of chipmunks that run fast, but still.
They're all
for them to just sit that long to be painted fully red or blue.
I could only imagine that they trapped them somehow or something like that.
That's a good point. That's a good one.
So weird.
Yeah.
All right, a new debate online is on par with the whole "this could have been an email" thing, only it suggests that the emails itself barely had to be an email in the first place.
This is about those urgent emails too. A Gen Z employee launched the debate online about just how necessary urgent emails are. Ryan posted to TikTok showing a slew of emails labeled urgent, but said none of them actually needed her immediate attention. Tons of commenters said they're sick of the habit too, claiming it's a case of the co-worker who cried wolf.
Maybe they need more emails if they got time to make TikToks about them before responding to them.
Well, maybe she did it when she got home. Like, let me tell you how my day was or something. You know?
So many emails. All right, finally, a growing trend on TikTok has members of Gen Z pouring beer over ice. Major party foul there. Now, the older generations like me are saying, please don't do this. It'll leave the beer way too watered down. Oddly enough, it comes as several breweries report a drop in beer sales.
I'm not a beer drinker, so I'm not even sure the do's and don'ts.
Yeah, no, never put beer over ice, but at the same time, ice, because it dilutes it, I suppose.
Okay.
It's like putting ice in your, what am I trying to spit out, your wine or something like that. It just doesn't make much sense. But at the same time, the way that people drink their beverages changes over the years. Yeah. So who are we to say?
All right, just let them do them.
They're still wrong.
All right, time now 7:22. Taking a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Jeff Gerber will be right back with another look at your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. It may feel like the perfect time for pumpkin spice football and enjoying the perfect or comfortable weather.
Yeah, but as we've mentioned, for many Texans, it's also prime season for fall allergies. Now, according to the Texas Allergy, Asthma and Immunology Society, ragweed's the biggest culprit, with other weeds and mold spores contributing to the runny nose and itchy eyes. So how do you cope with all this? Well, Dr. Sandra Hong says that the best way to reduce symptoms is to do a deep clean, focusing on rooms like kitchens and bathrooms where mold can thrive. She also recommends cleaning your bedroom, changing your sheets often, and swapping out air filters regularly. Also, keep windows closed when you can.
It's a little bit cool out there in some spots this morning. Maybe a lightweight jacket. We're seeing lower 60s and some upper 50s. Warm at recess, right around 80, and then right near 90 on the way home. And we have just plenty of sun. Dry conditions out there. Coastal Marine forecast for your Tuesday, not bad. East winds at 5 to 15 knots, seas about 2 feet. Next high tide is later on this evening at 5:24. Our sunrise, we just passed that a little bit ago at 6:58. Our sun sets at 7:28 for this evening. Look for a light chop on the inland lakes and bays. Right now at Texas Point, we're seeing northeasterly winds at 12, gusts to about 13. Water temperature there in the Gulf generally into the upper 80s.
All right, coming up next on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, PNG ISD putting a bond on the ballot. The renovations and upgrades the district hopes voters will say yes to come November.
Plus, Thursday will mark 24 years since the 9/11 attacks. The art installation helping those who were there remember the beauty before the terror.
And toddler towers may allow your little ones to help in the kitchen, but are they safe? A new report says there are dangers that you might not see. Your time's now 7:27. More news and weather coming up here on 12 News Plus. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong.
And I'm Tia Johnson. It's now 7:30. Let's take a look at your top stories this morning. State troopers have identified the Beaumont man who was killed in a motorcycle crash Friday night in Hardin County. According to DPS, Clifford Phelps was riding down Highway 96 near the Silsbee bypass when his motorcycle ran off the road, went into the median, and hit a road sign. He died at the scene. Troopers aren't sure why he lost control.
Jasper County Sheriff's Office looking for these two guys accused of robbing the Family Dollar on Highway 96 in Buna Sunday night. Deputies say the men walked in the store with guns, started demanding money, and started removing cash from the register. They ran off when a customer came in, so if you know who they are, call the Sheriff's Office.
A Beaumont man faces criminal charges after a 5-year-old accidentally shot himself back in May. Police say Derek Myers Jr. left a loaded gun in a bag between a couch and recliner at a home on Heber Street. The boy found it and shot himself in the leg. Thankfully, he survived. Myers turned himself in this week. He's charged with making a firearm accessible to a child. Let's take a live look outside now from our Roofing 911 Sky Cam network. Meteorologist Jeff Gerber is standing by with your forecast.
And it looks nice out there temperature-wise. It's a little bit cool in some spots. A lightweight jacket possibly, especially up towards Jasper at 55, Kirbyville's 59, and then Beaumont, that's west of Beaumont and Municipal Airport, and Orange showing 57 degrees for this morning. Port Arthur's dropped to 61. We're right at 60 in Silsbee, and Woodville has dropped off to 62. So it's a bit cool out there this morning. You'll feel it as you walk out the door. A little fallish outside. Temperatures right now generally into the middle 60s on some of our sky cams as we look towards Packer the Prairie, downtown Beaumont. Currently showing 65 on our Roofing 911 Live Sky Cam network. And highs today will be up close to 90. Lots of sun. Northeasterly winds around 3 to 8. We are expecting to see drier weather as we head towards the weekend. We'll look at that coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Port Neches Groves ISD is asking voters to approve a $75 million bond this fall.
Yeah, 12 News reporter Derek Jones, he's in studio this morning with what the district says is at stake here. Derek?
Mark and Tia, district leaders say they have money that will pay for big upgrades without raising taxes. The plan includes a new transportation center, upgrades to the high school HVAC system, and a renovated auditorium. The district also wants to replace roofs at the high school and 2 middle schools that will cost about $2 million. Officials say some of the projects like the band hall HVAC system are long overdue. The athletic department is also pushing to a covered multi-use facility to benefit sports, band, and out-of-town visitors.
And to try to build a covered facility that's going to be used by more than just our sports teams. It'll be used by our band, our dance team, and all of our athletes. Our visitors dress in our freshman locker room, and our guests that come to officiate our games from out of town, they are currently dressing in our equipment room, and it's just not an ideal setup for people that are driving 2 to 3 hours to be here.
The district says it's confident these upgrades will pay off for students and the community. The bond goes to voters in November, and if passed, will not increase the tax rate. The next community meeting is set for October 14th. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek. 2 men, they're still in the Jefferson County Jail this morning, a week after a shooting in Beaumont. The gunfight left a woman seriously injured at the Pine Club Apartments last Sunday. Police say that 18-year-old Jonah Johnson and 34-year-old Kendrick O'Veal shot at each other in the parking lot, and O'Veal's sister, she ended up getting caught in the crossfire. She was hit in the leg and rushed to the hospital. Detectives say that Johnson admitted to being involved after video evidence and interviews tied him to the shooting. He was arrested this past Sunday and charged with aggravated assault. Meanwhile, O'Veal, he was taken into custody last week, and he's facing several weapons charges.
Across Texas this morning, an Uber Eats delivery turned into a drug bust in Montgomery County Friday. Police say the driver picked up the package, noticed a strong odor, and took it straight to the Splendora police station. Officers searched it and found baby wipes that were hiding meth and several THC cartridges. Investigators set up a sting, telling the customer his Uber had broken down and giving him a pickup location. The Splendora Police Department posted these pictures of the bus to Facebook. When the suspect showed up, police were waiting and he was arrested.
Well, some terrifying moments yesterday for two Texas deputies. Take a look at this wild video. They had to be rescued after they got pinned against the overpass in Lubbock. They were helping a stranded driver on the highway when a semi hit their patrol car and they got pinned between the car and the guardrail. One of them was left dangling from that overpass. Witnesses, they quickly ran over to help pull them up. Both have serious injuries, but they are expected to survive.
A Texas nurse is suing after cameras were found hidden in the bathrooms at Memorial Hermann Hospital in the Woodlands. The lawsuit names the hospital's former patient care director, Robert Schrader. He was fired and arrested after recording devices were found in staff and public restrooms, and investigators say they found videos showing him installing the cameras. The nurse, who believes she was recorded, is suing for $1 million. According to the lawsuit, 7 people have been identified in the videos. Schrader faces 7 counts of invasive visual recording. He's out on bond. 7:36 now. Thursday will mark 24 years since the 9/11 attacks. Those who were there that morning will remember the bright blue sky and the hint of fall in the air.
It's a sharp contrast to the events that would soon unfold. Andrew Siff has more on the art showing the beauty before the terror.
Nearly 3,000 tiles, each one a different shade of blue.
One of those colors is exactly the way that everybody remembers it.
Beth Hillman is president and CEO of the 9/11 Memorial and Museum. We're inside the main hall, an exhibit that even today, nearly 24 years after New York's darkest day, tears flow at an exhibit called Remember the Sky. The simple concept, artist Spencer Finch's installation conjuring that powerful blue sky as first responders saved thousands. The project also an echo of those who lost their lives, with a modern way to pay tribute this week.
Take a picture of the sky that day and post it to #RememberTheSky. And the reason that makes sense is because that September 11th in 2001 was a spectacular, beautiful day. The color of the sky is something many people remember that day. And when Spencer Finch decided to make this piece, he created this art with a different color of blue for every person who was killed by terrorists that day.
One of the lives lost, Fire Captain Terry Hatton. That's who retired firefighter Tim Brown is thinking about this anniversary. Brown was on command assignment in the lobby of several World Trade Center buildings, but still thinks about what more he could have done.
You went from 7
to 1 to 2.
Did you go up?
If I had heard my best friend, Captain Terry Hatton, yelling Mayday in the radio, I would have gone up. He was my best friend.
Right.
But it was my job to stay in the lobby, and I did not hear him screaming for help.
The Remember the Sky exhibit also contains a famous quote from the poet Virgil.
No day shall erase you from the memory of time.
Each letter on that blue wall forged from the original steel at the World Trade Center.
And now to an important alert. Check your freezers. There's been a salmonella outbreak that's been linked to the meal delivery service Metabolic Meals. The CDC says that 16 people across 10 states have gotten sick, including here in Texas. 7 of them were hospitalized. Now, the affected items include 4-cheese tortellini, chicken teriyaki with vegetables, black garlic ranch chicken tenders, and sliced top sirloin with peanut sauce. So if you have any of those items, throw them away. And another alert this morning, toddler towers. They become a must-have in many homes with young children, giving kids a boost to cook, play, and learn alongside their parents.
But a new Consumer Reports investigation has uncovered serious safety hazards with many popular models. It's raising questions about the safety risks families may not see. Here's Marcy Whalen.
Did you guys eat all that avocado?
Joey Gollum's daughters love making dinner with their mom, thanks to a little boost from a toddler tower.
I think having access to cooking with me at my level, and again, learning some of those chopping skills, tasting food with me, seeing what I'm doing, mixing things, that was such a special thing for us to share and be able to cook in the kitchen.
With guardrails and other safety features designed to prevent falls, toddler towers are marketed as a safer alternative to a chair or step stool. But reports of kids falling out or tipping over in the towers surfaced, both to the Consumer Product Safety Commission and in online reviews.
There's a really wide range of quality in toddler towers on the market, and safety standards have not been established yet for how they're made or tested.
Consumer Reports conducted its own independent tests of 16 popular models. The results?
13 of the 16 towers we looked at failed our stability test.
Consumer Reports stability test simulates what happens when a child leans to one side of a tower or climbs up one side of a tower. CR reached out to the manufacturers. The 6 who responded said their products passed internal safety tests. The test results may sound alarming, but Consumer Reports says it's important to follow basic safety precautions when using a toddler tower. If you're shopping for one, look for a strong, wide base and a heavy frame with a low center of gravity and movable parts you can't adjust without tools. Avoid large cutouts or wide rails. Kids can get stuck in them. And make sure the top guardrail is above your child's belly button while they're standing on the tower. Also, remember to use the towers on level floors and check the screws and fasteners regularly to make sure they're tight. This is Marcy Whalen.
Keep in mind, when your kids can reach the kitchen counter, there's a whole new level of danger. Knives, glassware, even a hot stove. So childproofing can help keep kitchen time fun and safe. Coming up, Joe the Goat goes viral for having a really relatable face. Plus, the dad behind that viral Phillies home run ball video has a message for those seeking the woman who wronged him. Why he says everyone kind of just needs to chill out. And a Texas family breaks a 100-year tradition. The heartwarming story from Montgomery County, also up next. It's 7:41.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers.
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. Going to bed with wet hair might save you time now, but is it causing damage long term? The Cleveland Clinic dermatologist says it can if you make a habit out of it. Apparently, since wet hair is more fragile, the friction against your pillowcase can cause it to break. Swapping out a cotton case for a satin or silk one can help. But it's best to let your hair air dry before getting in bed. If you need it to dry faster, using a hair dryer on low heat or cool is best. Just avoid extreme heat, which can lead to more damage. But going to bed with wet hair can cause other issues as well.
When the hair is wet, it can be more fragile and it's more prone to like snapping, stretching, or breaking. We also know that moisture on the scalp promotes an environment for bacteria and yeast to grow. So you could get something like folliculitis, which is like acne bumps in the scalp from bacteria, or you can get dandruff in the scalp from like the fungus kind of multiplying. So all different reasons why you probably want to minimize that.
If you do start noticing dandruff or other problems, she says check in with a dermatologist.
I have to remember that before I go to bed. As we stop, as we take a look outside, we have clear skies out there for this morning. Here's the view from the Horseman's Western Store as we look off towards the west. Clear skies out there this morning. Temperatures over in Orange currently showing about 64, humidity at 83% with a little bit of a northeasterly wind. Then we go downtown while showing 66 right now at Packard the Prey on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. And once again, just blue skies out there for this morning. Have some 50s mixed in with some 60s for this morning. Right at 60 in Silsbee, 62 in Woodville, then 61 in Port Arthur. We've dropped to 58 in Beaumont, 59 in Orange, 59 in Kirbyville, and now 55 in Jasper. Very quiet across the state of Texas. Few showers south of Corpus Christi, few showers in the Texas Panhandle. Besides that, not much going on. We won't see anything but lots of sunshine for today. Temperatures climbing up through the 70s this morning. We'll be into the 80s by lunchtime, and then we'll go upper 80s today. Warmer than we're showing here. We'll be, I think, close to 90 in some spots for this afternoon. 80s to start your evening, 70s to end the evening hours, and then overnight we'll see 60s for tomorrow morning. I don't think we'll see any 50s though, but definitely some 60s, so a little warmer than we are this morning. So sunshine today, northeasterly winds at 3 to 8, and highs will be close to 90. A lot of upper 80s as well though, and we'll also see temperatures back into the 60s for tonight. Clear skies, very mild northeast winds or north to northeasterly winds at about 3 to 8 miles per hour. Let's check your 7-day forecast, and you notice once again no rain in the 7-day forecast. That's looking great there, but it does get hotter. We show a high of about 90 today, and then we jump to 92 on Wednesday. You notice tomorrow morning will be in the 60s once again. Then after that, we kind of level out around 71 to maybe 73 as we head through the weekend. So a little warmer as we head towards the weekend as far as lows and highs. Highs up there, maybe 94 for Friday and Saturday. So, not bad, not too far away from normal for this time of year. Our normal high and low right around the lower 70s, the lower 90s, so we'll be close to those numbers. But outdoor activities do not look bad. Just make sure you're staying hydrated and keep yourself with some sunblock as we head through the next several days. You'll need it. We'll have lots of sunshine.
Definitely a good week to get a tan if you haven't got yours yet this summer.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
It's getting kind of late in the season, but
no,
yeah.
How was that?
Never too late to go out there and tan. Come on, Jeff. I'll meet you at the park.
Oh.
I just don't like the sun damage.
No, I hear it. No, it's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Wear a hat, cover up, lots of sunblock. Good advice, Jeff. Thank you. You're looking out.
Yep.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. All right, it's 7:48, and check this out. A father who went viral because of a confrontation over a baseball at a Phillies game is asking everyone to take it down a notch.
Yeah, it comes as people across the country keep trying to track down the woman who said the ball was hers. Andrew Feltwell snagged the home run ball that went into the stands and gave it to his son. And the woman right there on your screen charged up to them, accusing him of taking the ball out of her hands. As most people know, he didn't do that.
Yeah, she said, however, that it belonged to her because it landed closer to her seat. The dad now asking everyone to simmer down a little bit and focus on teachable moments like showing kids how to de-escalate tense situations. It's so great for him. He gets to be the bigger man in this situation.
Yeah, I guess, but I was with the people. I'm like, who is she?
Yeah.
I want to know who she is.
She better keep a low profile.
Right.
All right, whenever someone's caught on camera acting up in public, there tends to be online condemnation.
Yeah, moral of the update, you'll probably never regret taking the high road. All right, a goat's googly-eyed expression is winning over the internet.
Yeah, a zoo in Wisconsin recently posted a now viral picture of Joe the goat, who has a very relatable face. Emerson Lehman has this story.
It could be the GOAT of Kodak moments. We're talking the greatest zoo picture of all time, featuring an actual goat.
One very special, very handsome and adorable little goat named Joe.
Joe is his name, blowing up social media, his claim to fame.
We're currently at about 4.4 million views for that post alone.
After sharing this memorable googly-eyed snapshot on the New Zoo's Facebook page,
and it just exploded.
Angela Koski knew she had a winner.
It has been so much fun to see the comments and the shares.
So she decided to keep the fun going.
Everybody kept commenting that it was an instant meme, like Joe had to be a meme.
Exhibit A, practicing for my driver's license photo versus taking my actual driver's license photo. Or for you married couples out there, the only photo my husband takes of me on family vacation.
Who hasn't had a bad picture? We've all felt like Joe a time or two in the past, so I think people really resonated with that.
Despite his newfound fame, zoo officials tell me Joe's not letting the attention go to his head.
Joe is one of our silliest goats. We've definitely had a few people come out and ask about him.
And he'll even still pose for a pic.
What a goober.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, funny, funny, funny. All right, a moment more than 100 years in the making over in Montgomery County, and this time it's a baby girl joining a family tree, or I should say joining a family tree that's long been dominated by sons.
Yeah, for generations, the Sherman family has been made up of entirely males, but now that century-old streak is officially over. On Sunday, Michael and his wife learned they're expecting a baby girl, marking the first girl born into their family in 108 years. The last Sherman woman was Ora Bell Sherman, born in 1917, a trailblazer during the Civil Rights era who made a lasting impact in Atlanta.
Interesting.
Now the family can't wait to see what their little girl will do with her life when she arrives in March. The Shermans are also checking to see if they broke a Guinness World Record.
So for 100 years, the only women in that family were the ones that married into the family.
Married in. Very interesting.
That is super interesting. All right, when Daybreak returns here on 12 News Plus, we're going to have more news and weather in your morning rush hour. We're taking a live look here of Orange. I-10 moving along there on the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Your time is now 7:51. We're about to wrap up our third hour on Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. We'll be right back.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his co-workers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows or doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. It's 7:54 right now. That means it's time for your morning rush out.
Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. 18-year-old Jonah Johnson and 34-year-old Kendrick O'Veal remain in the Jefferson County Jail after a shooting at the Pine Club Apartments in Beaumont last Sunday. Police say they shot at each other and O'Veal's sister was hit in the leg. Johnson was arrested Sunday and charged with aggravated assault. O'Veal was arrested last week on several weapons charges.
Nederland City Council took no action yesterday regarding a vote on a new city manager after the former city manager, Krista Key, resigned back in April. Now, Mayor Jeff Darby, he says that they're still checking the candidate's history.
Hornacres Groves ISD is asking voters to approve a $75 million bond this fall, saying it won't raise taxes. The plan is for upgrades like a new transportation center, upgrades to the high school's HVAC system, a renovated auditorium, and new roofs at 3 schools. The next community meeting to discuss it is set for October 14th.
And the weather forecast remains dry through the next 7 days. Don't see any rain chances out there. We do see hotter temperatures, though, especially as we head towards Friday and a Saturday with some highs in the middle 90s. Nice out there this morning. We're in the 50s and 60s. We'll see 60s again tomorrow morning, but generally as we go towards the weekend, our morning lows will be back into the 70s. So 70s and 90s as we go through most of the next 7 days.
And as we round out our third and final hour here on Daybreak, here's a reason to smile. Check out the visitor that we had in Beaumont yesterday. The legendary Goodyear blimp touched down at the municipal airport. Just a little pit stop as part of the blimp's 100-year celebration. Super neat.
And Jeff, you almost caught up and got a picture of that.
I saw it yesterday, but I couldn't catch it to get a picture, yeah.
All right, well, look at this picture. That's Jefferson County Sheriff's Office new deputy. His name's Odin. He was donated by the U.S. Air Force through the Military Working Dogs Adoption Program. He's partnered with Deputy Scott Weaver in his training to detect drugs, help track missing people, search buildings, and catch suspects. Odin is taking over for retired K9 Yoop. Nice to see they got a new K9 ready for service.
Cute pup. And thank you so much for watching us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus.
I'll be back here at midday at 11 a.m.
Have a great day, everybody.